Hey guys, what's up? This is True Potential, and I'm doing another update on the Jeep, or rather kind of a progress report for the little to nothing that's been done in the past several months. So anyhow, this is so far I just actually just finished rinsing it off and wiping it down and whatnot. Been on several wheeling trips since my first video on the Jeep, and it's performed pretty well. It's just done a phenomenal job for the most part, despite its tiny tires and being open on all diffs. It's got me through some pretty interesting spots, but I recently was having some troubles with the alternator, and then it started working again, and I ended up trying to I ended up getting an alternator from a Jeep Grand Cherokee that I thought was going to work, and it didn't work. And so I put the old alternator back in and got all the connections together, and it worked suddenly. So I think it was just a loose connection, but so I got everything running again, and then I was having troubles. It was bogging down and doing some weird stuff, and I looked up the code, and my throttle position sensor was going out for some reason or another. I guess, you know, it's just an older Jeep, and it's coming up on 200,000 miles, and it was just ended up just going bad. And so I replaced that, and it's been driving a lot better. But when I replaced it, I checked the oil, and I knew I was burning oil, but I didn't realize I was burning a lot of oil, and I feel super stupid for it, but it was about maybe 1.5 quarts of oil left. So I got that changed, thank God. But I know to keep my eye on the oil more often now. So that's always a good thing, I guess, that came of that. You may notice the one major thing that I've actually gotten done on the Jeep is I got a tailgate on there, a new tailgate. It is not a YJ tailgate, it is a TJ tailgate. And I thought that the mounting points on the tailgate would match up with the YJ's position, but it's about a half inch off, a half inch lower, in fact, than the rest. So I have it welded up, and it's a shitty, excuse me, it's a bad weld job, but it's we're gonna clean it. Me and a buddy are gonna clean it up. The problem we were having was, and I don't know, I thought the hinges were steel, but for some reason we cleaned it all up, got the edges all nice and clean, and even used a grinder on them to make sure any impurities were off of it, and cleaned up the edge of the tailgate, or at the face of the tailgate to weld as well. And for some reason the weld didn't want to adhere to the hinge, and the only reason I could think that is because it's the hinge might be aluminum, but that doesn't make any sense to me, or a different type of steel, and so it just wasn't fusing properly to the hinge and the tailgate. But we turned up the amperage and got it to fuse, got the bead to fuse to the hinge, and the it's about a 1/16 of an inch the tailgate is, so that's why we burned through here and here on that. But we're gonna, and then we just threw some paint because we were going wheeling that day. So we're gonna sand or grind all this stuff off, and clean up the weld, and then fill in some of these holes at a lower amperage, so we can get that all clean and nice looking, and then I'll paint it up properly. Let's see, yeah, get my hand in there, the screen gets super dark to compensate for the light. So we ran some small beads. Again, they didn't adhere properly, so I'm gonna unbolt it, the hinge, and we're gonna pull the tailgate off and lay it flat, and hopefully that'll help us get the beads to adhere properly. And I mean, I don't plan on taking this tailgate off. Not for a very long time anyhow, and if I do, then I'll just get new hinges, or a new hinge to go with it anyhow. So that's kind of where that sits. But yeah, so I'm not mounting the tire on there, not until I get a bumper mounted tire carrier fabbed up, or I have the money to buy one. So it's just gonna end up being like this for now. On another wheeling trip, I ended up my exhaust had already come off, but you can see there now. You can kind of see the end of it. It broke off again on one of the trips, and right at the muffler. So I have to get in there and reroute a new tailpipe, because you can smell the exhaust really bad in the cabin, because it doesn't push away from the vehicle well at all. So I got to take care of that, but it's really loud now. I'm getting, what in the world? Bug. I'm getting new hinges from Alcon eventually, front and back, 2-inch lifts, springs for the YJs. They're going to be, I want to say the front is going to be military wrapped, and there's going to be a special anti-wrap bar, or anti-wrap spring, or reverse spring for anti-wrap, included as well on the rear springs, and those will be really nice to have on there. An update on the axle, the rear axle. I have the pinion out, and on the 1st of the month of May, I am going to be taking it in to get it geared, and then after I get it geared, I'm going to bring it back over here to the house, and I'm going to get everything slapped on there. I'm going to get the new perches, I'm going to get the new new brake pads, new brake line, and the e-brake all set up, and I'm going to get that all mounted in, welded up in place, or well tacked, get the angle right, and then weld everything into place. And that will be really great to have that in there, because once I have that in there, I can start looking at locking the rear, at the very least, for now. And also, sometime this year, I'm going to be getting bigger tires. So I'm sitting at 32s right now. I'm going to get new rims, and I'm going to get new tires. I don't think the rims may not be brand new, but they're definitely going to be different rims, because these ones are inset, so they're really close to the body of the Jeep. I want to get some outset rims to push those wheels a little further away, because with the 35-inch tires, the spacers I have on the front over here are not going to keep my tires from rubbing on the leaf springs. So definitely going to get new rims, going to get 35-inch tires, and that will be really awesome, but also really expensive. That's pretty much it for the Jeep right now. I'm looking at possibly fabbing up after all that stuff's done. I'm going to be getting those bumpers fabbed up. I might just fab up the front bumper and save up for a good swinging rear bumper, but I don't know yet. And then I saw a really good idea from YouTuber Ashlander, and he fabbed up a really sturdy skid plate for his YJ, and I'm probably going to look at his design and copy that over. So that'll be really nice. It goes all the way forward, all the way up to the oil pan. Connects up to the frame on the front, and then it connects to a skid plate for the transmission. And it looked really good, so I'm probably going to copy that design. Might even reach out to him to see if he's got any pointers on building it. Over here, you can see this is the old tailgate, and it's really nice that I got around to replacing it, because even that little bead that I ran across the top to hold it together failed, and it started, well, the bead held, but around it started failing, and you can see it started cracking all the way down in here and just got really messed up. So I'm really happy that I got that replaced. You can see down here at the bottom that was all welded in, and that was all cracked and really messed up. So I got that all cut away and whatnot, and this is just sitting around waiting to get thrown away. So, and yeah, so yeah, and then of course over here, spare tire, and there's the axle. Still waiting to get everything done. But the good news is it's going to be relatively cheap to have it geared and all the seals and bearings replaced. So, yep, that's that. Anyhow, if you guys liked the video, please leave a like. If you guys would like to see more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I know I don't post a lot of videos, but I am trying to remedy that. If you would, if you really want to see, or if you guys would like to have your friends see this video, go ahead and share it on any social media site. And that is all. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys back on the channel soon.